So, Stanley Cup Finals is over. Mm-hmm. Obviously, when any playoff ends, there's a lot of questions on what teams should do.
Yep.
So, a lot of questions for Montreal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic season. And the first thing you want to do is you don't want to do what like San Jose has done and teams who go deep, where they feel like they can lose some players, save money. I don't think this is a team that should make too many moves.
No.
But they also can't afford to lose any of what they have. I still think they're in a place where they need to build if they want to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So with that said, their first move is to re-sign everybody that is a UFA or even an RFA. The guys you can let go are Perry and Stahl, but I don't think it would hurt to bring them back. Yeah. I would let Tatar walk because they weren't using him. No point in paying him.
Yeah.
And then the other two I would let walk so you can upgrade is John Merrill and Eric Gustafsson.
Okay.
I like the pairing of Kulak and Romanov.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Kulak as a seventh man and get a right pair or a right shot to pair with Romanov to help him develop. And then they can roll 3 pairings, which they weren't able to do.
And I think that's the most important thing that they have to do this offseason, because you saw throughout the postseason, they were really running with 2 pairings.
Yes.
And it doesn't help that those 2 pairings with Weber, Petrie, and Sherratt, they're all over 30.
Yeah.
So you can't, obviously guys are going to be ridden more in the playoffs, but you can't expect to have those guys play. If they come to this state again next year, you can't expect the same healthiness.
Yeah. And Weber, it was a blessing to have him healthy this entire season, and that's a rarity.
Yeah.
So you can't bank on that season after season. So you do need some depth and some help, at least guys that can step up and take some of the strain off, especially in the regular season, which in itself is a grind.
Yeah.
Now trades, I believe this team is just fine without Jonathan Drouin. I think they can upgrade there the same way they got rid of Max Domi, brought in Anderson, who's been fantastic. Now with Drouin, there are 2 guys I would go after, and these are big trades.
Okay.
And these aren't moves they have to make, but these are moves I would at least look into. Jack Eichel, honestly, I think Montreal can outbid both Anaheim and New York, who are currently the front runners.
It helps they had that deep run.
Yeah. And Montreal's in a better position to entice Eichel than those teams. I think Drouin's a piece that they can build around. Now, picks, I don't know what Buffalo would be interested in because you're not sure what Montreal's going to be, and Montreal isn't sure what they're going to be. So maybe you can avoid picks. Yeah. Now, here's where it gets dicey. You got to give up Suzuki or Caulfield, and that's where you almost don't want to make the trade. Yeah. I would keep Suzuki.
I would keep Suzuki. If between those two, I'd keep Suzuki. And I mean, a lot of Habs fans have grown to quickly love
both of them.
Caulfield, both of them, but Caulfield came up a little later.
Yeah, but so the reason why I say Caulfield to be the one to go is I think he has more potential, which is enticing for Buffalo, a team that's building. But imagine a center core of Jack Eichel, Nick Suzuki, and Philippe Danault.
Yeah, it's after the playoffs Philippe Danault had.
Yeah,
it's hard to see him as the 3rd best center on a lot of teams. But if you get Jack Eichel, that's
the thing is you can roll them.
Yeah, you can roll 3 lines.
Yeah, roll 3 lines, 3 killer lines. When you need offense, you go to the Eichel line.
It would really be top defense, 9 hockey.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Now, it would be a little unrealistic. I don't see them trading Caulfield. But other pieces they can look to give up in an Eichel deal would be Caden Gooley or Cale Fleury. But that wouldn't be enough, in my opinion, unless they're throwing a lot of picks.
Do you think Jesperi Kotkaniemi is a name that comes up too? Obviously, he's not at the same status as Caulfield and Suzuki are.
I mean, if Buffalo, it's not that they have to be willing, because Kotkaniemi's a good player.
Yeah.
But his value isn't on the same level.
No.
Right? He's 21 years old. He has a lot of room to grow. I didn't think of him because I felt like that would be a better guy for Montreal to keep and continue developing to grow his value.
Yeah.
So, if Buffalo's willing to do that themselves to develop him into the star he can be, then, that's a fantastic piece. Now, I think a good backup, I don't know if you want to stay on Eichel.
No.
Okay, a good backup move would be Evgeny Kuznetsov.
Okay.
And I think because Kuznetsov, his value is at an all-time low, I believe Drouin would be just enough.
Yeah.
Because Washington needs to get younger.
Yeah.
Drouin has fantastic upside. He's not even 27. He's not in his prime yet.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, what you see looks like what you get, but I want to believe there's another gear he can take it and on a championship team like Washington.
Yeah.
He may be able to get there.
They both need a change of scenery here. Mm-hmm. And I think the change of scenery in Washington in terms of Kuznetsov is more Washington wants the change.
Yep.
Where I think Drouin wants, he's not going to say he wants out of Montreal.
He needs to go somewhere else.
But it's such an intense market that it's not for everyone. Mm-hmm. He's been under a microscope since he got there, especially being French Canadian himself.
And they lost Sergachev for him.
Yeah, and
those are big shoes to fill. Now,
when you see that guy winning back-to-back cups,
but the trade would hurt a lot less if you can turn Sergachev into Kuznetsov.
Yeah, it would.
Right. And if Kuznetsov can get to that level, if Drouin can get to the level, it's a win-win, and that's a rarity in NHL trades.
And I think Montreal has the right coaching and management to handle.
It's more strict
to handle all the personality that comes with Kuznetsov.
Yep,
very talented player, but he's also a little bit of a loose cannon off the ice. So
for sure,
I think Dominic Ducharme is great with controlling attitudes. There's some big personalities on that Montreal team, but you never saw that in the playoff run. They very much encouraged a team first hockey.
Yeah, and Captain Shea Weber is a lot more strict than
Ovechkin.
Yeah, Ovi's kind of
he's a little bit of a loose cannon himself.
Animal, so him being captain can rile those guys up. And I think it's a good change for both teams. And that would be about a $2 million increase for the Montreal Cap, so they can still retain all the guys that are free agents. Mm-hmm. But if they make a trade like that, then you can look into letting Eric Stahl at least move on. I like Corey Perry in Montreal.
And they seem to like him there. A lot of these young guys say, I grew up watching this guy. The opportunity to play with him was just spectacular. So I know Suzuki raved about him. So certainly a good guy to keep around.
Definitely.
So that'll do it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like down below. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our other uploads. Comment down below what you think Montreal should do this offseason and what you think of our takes. And with that, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.